Okay, we'll start again. Morning everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison and today we'll be going over the markets, looking at Bitcoin chart. We're just about to hit that 9,000 level. Are we going to break through it in the next hour or so? We'll kind of take a look at the chart, looking at a couple of news stories as well, and all the charts you want to look at. Right, we have an overall market capitalization of $245 billion. $245 billion, that's brilliant. What the big thing for me is the Bitcoin dominance has gone down slightly, which is really good to see. That means the alts are going up at the same time as the Bitcoin price has gone up as well. And this is how we know, or when we know we're kind of in a bull run, when those two kind of go up at the same time. They're kind of going up just now, but we don't want to get too complacent. We've been here before, just be cautious. But Bitcoin dominance is down to 66%. And we have a Bitcoin price of 8,924. I suspect it's gone up since then. And so all the major alts are going up in dollar value. So we'll have a look in dollar value first. Who's the winners and losers? We have Ethereum Classic. Been speaking about that for a while. It now is at number 13, up 30%. Monocoin is up 26%. Matic Network has started to move again at 17%. Chainlink has started to move again as well. Cosmos, NEM, Bytecoin, Tezos, Icon, Decred, Ardor, IOTA, EOS, all in double-digit greens. Hedge Trade as well. Nexo is up. Zcash, Grim, Eternity, all in double-digit greens. So a lot of greens today in dollar value. We've only got a few reds, probably about 20%, well 15% in the red, 85% in the green. Swipe is down 11%. Centrality, Celia, Ogre, Bitcoin Gold, Rift Token, Electronium, all down as well, but not by that much, to be honest. A couple of stable coins as well in there. Okay, but let's look at Satoshi value. So we're still, this is the kind of main thing for me. Satoshi value is going up as well. You can see that it's not as much. You've probably got about 60% in the green, 40% in the red in Satoshi value. But not even 40%, yeah, maybe 35% in the red, 65% in the green. So that's a good sign that people are actually buying the projects here. So it's not just because the Bitcoin price has gone up in dollar value. So I just wanted to point that out as well. So it's a good thing that that's happening. The Bitcoin chart, where are we? 8,925. So it's kind of trying to get to there. Has it got it yet? It touched 9,000, came back down again. I think we're going to break through the 9,000 barrier. This purple line here is the 200-day moving average. So it's touching that and gone up. We're still really bullish. And lots of bullish indicators here for Bitcoin. We're staying above this previous resistance line, which is in that kind of down, descending channel that we're in. We're staying above that. We've been above that for the last 3 days now. So that's an extremely bullish sign. We're crossed over on the daily, 70 EMA crossing over on the 50 EMA, which is an extremely bullish sign for me. As well, we're broken out of this channel as well. We're broken out of the symmetrical triangle that we were in, a long-term symmetrical triangle, broken out of that. Very, very bullish as well. Thanks to Mike, one of the Brown admins as well, for providing a couple of news stories here. So it's Bitcoin just surpassed 9,000. It means a full-blown crypto rally is just beginning. So this is from newsbtc.com. Crypto indicators flip bullish across the board. Indicators all over the crypto market have recently flipped bullish, implying another leg higher is imminent. So Adaptive Capital's Murad, formerly of Goldman Sachs, recently wrote on Twitter that bears are deluded at best, dishonest at worst. I don't know why I get dishonest. Drawing attention to the below chart, which shows that BTC has crossed above a number of key moving averages. These are including but not limited to the 128-day simple moving average, 200-day exponential moving average, and 50-week SMA and the 100-week SMA. So there's so many moving averages. Look at this. So many moving averages. This is what makes it, or makes technical analysis look really bad. If you look at this is just ridiculous, isn't it? All these kind of dailies and weeklies, and it's just, I know it's kind of showing that's kind of crossed a number of key indicators, but this is just ridiculous. This is what makes people turn off from technical analysis, when technical analysis can be really simple. So they're saying the fundamentals are strong as well. Glassnode alert saying BTC mean hash rate, 1-day MA, just reached 1-year high of 100, God knows what that number is. is that in the trillions. Previous 1 year high of that number was observed on 5th of January 2020. So this is the mean hash rate by hourly. So all the fundamentals are in place, and technical indicators are in place. We've just got one last hurdle, and that's that $9,000, and it's not a technical hurdle. Well, it kind of is a technical hurdle, but it's a psychological barrier as well. Once we get through 9,000, it says here as well, I'm just seeing that 9,000 psychological and technical resistance on Binance and other top exchanges for the first time in over 2 months. Forbes. Institutional money has arrived in Bitcoin as Grayscale sees record 600 million inflows. And this is what I was talking about earlier on, just to show that there is kind of irrefutable proof that we have got money coming in from institutions here. So they're talking about the Bitcoin epic rally. Now with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency asset manager Grayscale revealing inflows of 600 million in 2019, more than 2013 through to 2018 combined, institutional money seems to have finally arrived, just as Bitcoin records the strongest start to a new year since 2012. And Grayscale has announced it raised 607 million in 2019, with cumulative investment across all its products reaching 1.17 billion. And the New York-based digital asset manager, which claims to be the world's largest, saw 193 million invested in its flagship Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, a publicly tradable Bitcoin and cryptocurrency investment vehicle in the last quarter of 2019, its best quarter on record. This is a kind of key thing. Meanwhile, 147 million of the year's investment came from new clients, 24% of the total. So that is kind of proof that we are getting investment from the institutions into kind of Bitcoin. It does show that. So there is institutional money there, and I would imagine if it does climb over 9,000, we're going to start to hear more about it in the news. If it gets over 10,000, we're going to hear more about it, and it could jump up quite quickly to that kind of 14,000 level again, but may come back down as people start taking profits as well. May come back down. This was crypto exchange Binance to partner with Yahoo's Japanese divisions. So Binance eyes crypto expansion in Japan, and it keeps on building. I think Binance is a brilliant token to look at. We're going to look at the charts as well, but I think it's a brilliant opportunity to buy at this price as well at $17. I've been saying for over a year now, Binance is a $100 coin waiting to happen, and it's going to happen. So according to a company blog post, Z Corporation, a subsidiary of Yahoo Japan, and DAO has begun negotiations with Binance for strategic partnerships in the Japanese market. The significance here is that the two firms are affiliated with Yahoo Japan, which has been far more successful than its US counterpart, and Binance chief executive Changpeng Zhao was quick to point this out. Many non-Japanese may not understand the significance of this. DAO and Z Corp are subsidiaries of Yahoo Japan. YJ has been independent from Yahoo US for a long time and is doing well. It's 40% owned by SoftBank. 48% owned by SoftBank. So this is quite significant for Binance, and I think Binance is still making all the right plays, all the right moves in crypto as well. And I think with that many people onboarded, I think they could do really good things as well. And I think $17, we'll look at it just now. In fact, we'll not look at it after, but I think the $17 price point just now is amazing for Binance. And I think it's an amazing opportunity for us to get into it. You could still see a 5x from here. Still number 9, 2.7 billion, $17.94. Still think it's got a long way to go. 5x from here would put it up to kind of 10, 15 billion. So it would overtake XRP and Ethereum, but not Ethereum. But I still think it should be in the 4th spot there. XRP is still going to explode. Ethereum is still going to explode as well. Litecoin is going to get up there. But Binance Coin, I feel, is definitely going to be a top 5 coin this year. My opinion. Don't take that as financial advice. Do your own research and all that. Put your big boy pants on, big girl pants on. Right. COTI now provides Binance Chain BEP2 token payment gateway for merchants. COTI, a blockchain-based payment network for merchants and payment service providers, another organisation announced today, has added a Binance Chain BEP2 based solution, and the gateway allows consumers to easily pay with their BEP2 tokens. Solution includes a Pay with BEP2 button that can easily be integrated via widget onto a merchant's website checkout page. And COTI's BEP2 payment infrastructure will enable projects issued on Binance Chain to add a payment utility to the BEP2. So I think that's a good thing. We're looking to onboard merchants, obviously, in the cryptocurrency space. That's what we need. COTI is doing that, and I think COTI just now could be a really good play for the future. We're sitting at 2.36 million market capitalization, 123 Satoshi, but looking good for COTI as well. Really like that project. Bitcoin SV enters top 5 on pretty genius wash trading play, claims Analyst. So this is claims that Bitcoin SV has been kind of been wash trading, Calvin Ayre. But Vin Armani claims that Calvin Ayre, one of Bitcoin SV's biggest proponents, engineered the pump with a sophisticated wash trading scheme involving Bitcoin Cash mining. So I'm not going to get into the details of it, but if you want to look at that, I'll put a link down below. These 3 things will send Bitcoin above $15,000 in 2020. This is from Ethereum World News, and we'll just go straight to the 3 things. We've seen Fundstrat, we looked at that the other day. But the 3 things I'm mentioning, the primary factors, is the Bitcoin halving, the geopolitical risk. Fundstrat next looked at potential geopolitical risk with the ongoing conflicts between the USA and China, and the US and Iran, and other spats taking place across the globe. So they think geopolitically that Bitcoin could go up as well, people hedging and going into Bitcoin there. 2020's presidential election. Lastly, the firm looked at towards the 2020 elections. This point was not expanded upon, though there are notable a few candidates who are more crypto friendly than others, such as Andrew Yang. So they're saying 3 things that could drive it up past $15,000 in 2020. I think it's going to get there quite easily, the $15,000, to be honest. I think it'll jump up to about 13,800, come back down, and keep going up as long as it stays on that support line, the long-term support line, I think. Kim.com to BTC maximalist, stupid to ignore Roger Ver and P2P electronic cash innovation. So I don't know if you've seen Kim.com. A lot of us kind of know about Kim.com, and we've seen his channel, and I'm talking, but he sat down with Tone Vase and Willy Woo as well, and just having a kind of game of cards, and they're just talking. So the New Zealand-based Kim.com also referenced previous conversation he and Vase had about another legendary figure, Roger Ver, executive chairman of Bitcoin.com and prominent supporter of Bitcoin Cash. You and Roger have a lot of disagreement about a lot of things, Dotcom noted of Vase. I met with Roger and I sat down with him and understand where he's coming from. He shared with me some of the innovations that he's working on. I think the guy at the moment, in terms of his way of thinking, is where he is in his innovation is a step ahead. I feel it would be stupid to ignore someone like that helps to use whatever he creates to make the entire space better. Kim.com actually had a good point here. Right, so Dotcom also pointed to how most people believe in the next 5 years, new interest in crypto will boom by double-digit percentages. Where are all these people going? He asked. They don't know anything about the current wars that are taking place just now, which is very true. The current toxicity within the crypto community, they're going to go with the currency that gives them the cheapest fees, the fastest transactions, the most reliability, and currently, unfortunately, that is not BTC. Vase ordered another drink and checked his phone. So this is from Kim.com. Somebody definitely worth paying attention to as well, I think. This goes to show how America are just kind of, the American government, not America, the people with the American government are so far behind. Nazis are using Bitcoin, US government officials warn. It's just unbelievably ridiculous. And this is Congressman Sherman again, specifically claimed that white supremacists are using Bitcoin, claiming that if it works for Hamas, it will work for the Nazis too. Unbelievable. Brad Sherman's history with crypto, there were numerous US officials who spoke against Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market during the last 7 years. However, Congressman Brad Sherman may be one of the harshest enemies of the cryptocurrency in the country. Sherman continuously repeated his claims that Bitcoin has no other uses but to facilitate nefarious activities. This has been his primary message for years, and even called for a total ban on cryptocurrency. Sherman also appeared on Bloomberg TV last year discussing the dangers of Facebook's Libra as well. And he noted that you can't buy a pack of gum for a Bitcoin. It has to have an off-ramp so that you can then convert it into sovereign currency, claiming that this is where Libra comes in. This is when he was talking about Libra. So this kind of key statement here as well. While the general attitude toward cryptocurrency appears to be changing around the world, the US still stands strong in its decision to try and outlast the storm. It still lacks regulation, and it does not seem to be concerned about losing businesses that are leaving the country in favour of crypto-friendlier environments. This is what the US government is doing for cryptocurrency innovation. You're going to be a third world country, and that's what America is going to be, a third world country when it comes to cryptocurrency innovation. That's where it's going to be in the future, and you're going to be left in the third world. Really, it's going to be a third world country because of this. The regulations are trying to put into place just now. Understandable regulations, but they're just being way too harsh, and they're not looking towards the future, not thinking about the future. It's all about them keeping control. And we talk about China having as much control as possible over the residents. It's the same with US, it's the same with EU as well. They just do it in different ways. It's just dressed up in democracy, just dressed up in different ways. It's exactly the same. China, Asia countries are going to lead the way for cryptocurrency, and is showing more and more and more with kind of funds like this, kind of talking like that as well. It's just unbelievable. But that's my wee rant for today. I've been saying it for ages. The EU, Americas are getting left behind. We need to do something quick. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for just now. Whatever you're doing at the weekend, hopefully you have a brilliant weekend. And I will see you on Monday again. And last one out, hit that like button as well, please. Okay. Thanks again. Until next time, namaste. Take care. Bye now.